Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
All right, so Coach, let's talk about your team this year, and of course at Bourgeois, a lot of tradition. And you know, we joke when we go and have lunches and everything, we talk about those old days with Coach Schwab, and always said he had the ugliest uniforms and the old black cleats and everything. But it was tradition. He got a lot out of his players.
Yes.
Times have changed. How do you get the most out of your players now? Because it seems like so many distractions today.
Yeah, and I think that's been one of the key to the way I coach. You know, I just do certain things a certain way. I've been fortunate to be an assistant the last couple of years, and I think the discipline that I approach was on a straighter and a narrow line. The biggest thing I said, a lot of these young guys, or whatever I say guys, because that's what I'm coaching, they can't get away from their cell phones, you know, and I've observed coaches allowing kids to bring cell phones to practice. At my practices, there are no cell phones and there's no jewelry. The way you play the game is the way we practice the games. And I think that was an eye-opener, you know, last year when I took over, you know, and I think I was able to get their attention a lot quicker, and I think that was part of the reason we were successful.
I guess we're so from that old school where we didn't even have cell phones to bring on the sideline, so I can imagine how tough it would be as a coach to deal with those things.
Right, but I think I also, you know, had a parent coaches meeting, invited all the parents and make sure they are aware in the direction that I'm going with the program, and this is how, you know, me and the coaching staff is going to coach your kid. We're going to be as fair as we can be across the board, but the bottom line is just certain things I'm going to accept and certain things I'm not going to accept. Explaining to them that they're going to be with me from the 2:15 when they get out of school until 5 p.m. And if they don't come to practice, the position coaches have to let the parents know they didn't make it for whatever reason. So I think accountability and parents' biggest thing is they want to know where their kids are, you know, after school. So I think that's been one of the things. Growing up, I mean, we didn't have the cell phones or anything, but when I played football at HL Bourgeois, my parents knew where I was at, you know, at that time. So I think the kids got a lot more distractions today, and getting them to focus in for the time that we having is the key, you know, to being successful.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up, Sterling, about you took it over in midstream, you know, with the job. And we were we were doing a game on the radio that night, and I want you to know that didn't go unnoticed that you changed the culture over there as far as the way discipline. And I mentioned that on the air. I said it's fixing to change here because I know Sterling. I know it's going to be this way and no other way. So,
yes.
And you've done that, and it shows. So I want you to know that's people on the outside see it too. So,
Appreciate.
I mean, it's you know, and it showed on the field. You know, because you started winning games, and, you know, and it's all in discipline. You know,
yes.
If the kids act right and do it right, you know, and so that you changed that culture over there. Not that it was really bad,
no,
but you just put it. This is how it is now.
Yes,
and it's working.
That and that's the biggest thing. Like I told them, I'm not here to invent the new wheel, but just from a coaching standpoint and being in it for, you know, a lot of years, you know, I've been able to see things that work. And then things that perhaps that I would probably steer away from. You know, I think, you know, just my opinion, I think some young coaches that I've observed, they more worrying about being disciplined if the kid gonna like you or not. And I tell you what, you know, when you're losing, they don't care for you anyway. No. You know, so
that's a great point.
The biggest thing is, like I said, you know, these kids want to reach a level of success. You know, and getting them to do things a certain way, I think is the key that I've always tried to stick with.
Yeah. And you know, most kids want to be disciplined. The one that doesn't want it, well, maybe this sport isn't for you.
Right.
You know,
right.
But, you know, but most kids, you know, they're going to respect that.
Yes.
And they're going to do it, and, you know, and no qualms with it, you know. So, no, that needs to be done more. You know?
And I think that, you know, what you saying exactly, you know, a couple of the coaches was like, man, coach, we're going to lose some kids. Maybe we ain't lose none. You know what I mean? I mean, they really want to be there, but you got to give them some structure. you know, and just let them know, hey, this is how it's gonna be. We had a couple of seniors, you know, they tried to go against my rules, and hey, you don't start. You know what I mean? I just had certain rules that, you know, you had to follow.
Well, it's worked pretty well for Nick Saban.
Look, I tell you what, you know, you can look at the successful coaches, and he is one that I read and follow a lot. You know what I mean? And like I said, when you do it a certain way, he don't have to look for kids. You know, parents look for him.
That's right.
You know, and I think that's one of the things, the advantage of, you know, being a HLB grad, knowing some of the parents right now, knowing some of the grandparents, they know what I'm about. They know, you know, what, you know, is expected out of me. And like I said, it makes it a lot easier when you're from the community. Like I say, changing the culture, you know, you just maybe had some coaches in the past wasn't from this area that just didn't understand, you know.
And you've had no shortage of talent, a lot of talent in that area.
Yes. And I mean, my thing, we lost 25 seniors. I look at it as a rebuilding, you know, year for us. But the advantage we got, the kids are showing up, you know. Right now, I mean, I'm pretty much at about 65 to 70 kids, and I'm taking them every day. A lot of the freshmen said they didn't know we had trials. You know, like I said, the trial is when you want to come, you know. So it's open trial all day. Get your physical. We're going to give you a chance, and you determine if you want to stay or not. You know, I don't cut kids.
Coach, congratulations. We look forward to seeing your team.
Yes, sir.
And, good luck
Yes,
to
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.